everyone, this is Becca from Becca's Music Room. I'm a music teacher who talks about teacher tips, teacher life, teacherpreneurs, and all things that might hopefully make your life just a little bit easier. Today I'm here with a very important question that I asked myself actually almost a year ago, and that is, how do TPT sellers make things look pretty? If you enjoy this video, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share so other people can find it as well. Alright, so if you don't know my story, I started blogging back in, oh gracious, 2017 in the fall. It was actually my first year teaching, and I wanted to both give a little bit of inspiration as far as the things that I found that had worked, and also just talk a little bit about being a first year teacher and kind of support other first year teachers as well. I had zero inclination of starting a TPT shop when I started my blog. However, about a year later, my second year of teaching, I was starting to try to be more intentional about every lesson that I was doing, and I was trying to make things that went along with my lessons. So I wanted to have some written work that I could grade. Actually, I was told I had to have some written work that I could grade and keep to prove that people were passing my class. Anyway, and so I needed things like worksheets. I wanted flashcards to go along with the specific songs that we were teaching that week, and I wanted to do like pre-tests and all those things, and actually did my first pre-test and it was a hot mess. Did my first set of flashcards, they were a hot mess, and finally started to do some research into how do TPT sellers make things look pretty. And there wasn't that much information, but I finally managed to scavenge all of the helpful things that I could find out of the internet. Once I started doing all the things that I'm going to talk about in this video, it totally changed all of my products that I was using in my classroom, and that is actually what helped me to decide to start selling things. So didn't intentionally plan. I was just like, why did my worksheets look so ugly when other people's look so cute? And so I want to share those secrets with you if you're wondering how on earth to make things look aesthetically pleasing when you're trying to give them out, because I don't know what it is, but you give out a worksheet that looks ugly, you give out a worksheet that looks cute, and the kids are going to want to do the cute one, even though nothing has changed at all. Alright, so let's get down to it. Number one, use PowerPoint. Use PowerPoint. You ask any TPT seller, the very first, most important thing you need to know, they're going to say, use PowerPoint. Do not go to Word. Word is not helpful. Microsoft Word is not helpful. We don't want it. We like PowerPoint because you can move things around in PowerPoint and it is much easier to manipulate. In PowerPoint, you can add text boxes, you can add multiple text boxes so they're layered over top of each other, which is really helpful in certain cases. You can move them around when you're making flashcards. It's very easy to have, you can do 2 per page and do top and bottom, and it just like makes life so much easier. Go use PowerPoint. You can also use Google Slides. I personally do not use them because as of right now, I have not found a way that you can add your own fonts into them. So I am using PowerPoint. I love it. I have no complaints about PowerPoint. It's pretty great. With PowerPoint, there's a few little things that you will want to know, but I'm actually going to save that for a different video that's all going to be about PowerPoint tips, so stay tuned for that. The second thing you need to know about how people make things pretty on TPT is that there is this thing called digital paper. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw something and it was like, yeah, you need digital paper, I was like, what the heck is digital paper? Like, you don't need paper on the computer. That doesn't make any sense. Digital paper is basically just backgrounds for your TPT stuff. And they call it digital paper or digital scrapbook paper or different things depending on where you are. But it's basically, again, just like a background. And it could be pictures, it could be designs, it could be whatever. But it just is another way to make things look a little bit prettier. You can get digital paper from Teachers Pay Teachers. You can even get it for free from Teachers Pay Teachers, which is what I suggest, especially if you are not going to sell them. So if you are not selling them, you can really go download all the free stuff. If you are gonna sell your stuff, this goes with clip art, fonts, everything, make sure that you read the terms of use, because some things, especially some free things, are not allowed to be sold. So make sure you read them, because you don't wanna get in trouble by using something that you do not have permission to use. Just read through. There's plenty that are totally fine for you to use. Just make sure you know if they are. So digital paper for your backgrounds, make things look really pretty. You can find them for everything. When I need something specific, like around Valentine's Day, I literally typed in Valentine's Day digital paper. and like all these things came up with like hearts and pink and purple, and I was like, oh, look at that, it's like magic. The third way that people make things pretty is by changing their fonts. Now there's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of fonts in PowerPoint. However, you can also download fonts off of Teachers Pay Teachers. It's like magic. If you are a music person, I actually downloaded all of my music fonts from Teachers Pay Teachers. So all my quarter notes, eighth notes, those kind of things are from Teachers Pay Teachers. I also have 2 sets of fonts that I have used. One that I paid for, one that is free. I will link that one down below. It's one of my absolute favorites. And they are what I use in all of my resources. I'm not 100% sure if you're allowed to use the ones that come in PowerPoint if you're selling them, so I always change the fonts just to be safe. But if you know better than I do, then let me know down in the comments if it is allowed to use the ones that come free in your products, because I'm not 100% sure. I found like conflicting information when I looked it up, so I just don't to stay away. And again, you can find free fonts on TPT, so you don't need them. And just Google how to install fonts to your computer, and it's very easy. I've done it both on my Mac and on my PC, so it's not hard at all. The fourth thing is clip art. So once you have everything all nice and laid out, you have your whole worksheet, add a little bit of clip art. It doesn't have to be fancy. I know like the older kids especially are like, I don't need clip art. But if you're talking about a certain country, you could add the clip art of the country. Or you could add a little person on the bottom, or you could add an instrument on the bottom, or just anything that just makes it a little more cute. I especially find I like adding a little bit of clip art, because if a kid finishes quickly, then they can color it in while they're waiting for other people to get finished. And that's just like a really easy way to keep them occupied for an extra 30 seconds. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Again, you can download free clip art off of Teachers Pay Teachers. It's a wonderful, beautiful thing. And the last thing, another thing you can download off of Teachers Pay Teachers is borders. Borders are one of those weird things. I feel like I'm really particular about what borders I will actually use, because there are a lot that I do not like. But they just really help define what space you're using, where kids need to write, all those things. And it's a very simple way, especially if you don't want to use clip art, especially if you have those older kids, like stick a border on things and it will just make it look much more pulled together, much cuter. And especially if you're not wanting to do anything in color, the borders are a great way to just have a little bit of extra fun that's in black and white. Borders, again, can be downloaded off of Teachers Pay Teachers. So if you are looking for how people make things pretty on Teachers Pay Teachers, they go to Teachers Pay Teachers and they get stuff off of there. So use PowerPoint and then get your clip art and your fonts and your digital paper and your borders all off of Teachers Pay Teachers. Download them and you will be set. If you are looking for something specific, like how to make flashcards, how to make this, how to make that, or anything that you have questions about Teachers Pay Teachers, please leave them down below. If I don't know the answer, I will see if I can find it from somebody else who knows more than I do and let you know. If you have any video suggestions, leave those down below as well. I have taken many a video suggestion. I try to do as many as I can from the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share so other people can enjoy it and learn more as well. And have a wonderful week.